Hello and welcome to another week at Rymermade, my part of the ocean. If you are new here, hello, I'm Sophie. I own a small business called Rymermade. I do all kinds of fun stuff. I do greetings cards, I do washi tape, notepad, colouring book, stickers. Just go check it out, it's all fun. Speaking of things that I do though, I have bought some bits and bobs to potentially do a new product and I'm kind of excited about it. And there's also another new colouring book that I designed that kind of happened on a whim, and I designed it over the course of 2 days. Like it just fell out of me. I started it one night and then the next day it just was finished. And I'm really excited about it. It is a small one, but that's intentional. I'll talk about it in a minute. First, what did I get from Amazon? First of all, I just got new silhouette mats because I needed them. And I also got some new Cricut mats, just a full set. I needed better Cricut mats because of the project that I'm gonna do. So I mean, I had all of these, but I needed them to be like brand new for this project to have a chance at success. So first thing I bought was the knife blade for the Cricut. These are expensive because they don't fit in the normal housing. You have to buy it with the housing. You can't just buy the blade. So I bought that today. I'm going to try out my Cricut in a little bit. The reason I bought it is because I also bought some wood. I can't remember what this wood is called. Is it like basswood? Basswood? Is that how we say it? Basswood? I assume basswood. I was actually looking for balsa wood because I got it into my head that I wanted to cut out some little house shapes to paint or maybe colour in a Christmas village that is going to go up on top. This perspective is not good. Up on top of that bookshelf, like lining the top of the bookshelf, not the TV. You know what I'm trying to say, it's fine, stop overthinking it. So yeah, and I got A4 because I'm thinking I can do like 4 houses per sheet. And then I thought maybe I could make these into like little kits that I could sell to people so they could make their own. I think it would be a really fun stocking filler. So we're gonna try this out together shortly. We're gonna see. I've never even changed a blade on my Cricut before, like literally never, let alone changing the housing, but I assume it's just a case of undo it, take one out, put one in. We'll find out. I do actually need to change my Cricut blade. I have had my Cricut for, I want to say 7 years, if not more. I don't know that I've ever changed the blade. My husband must have changed it for me. I know I definitely haven't. He must have changed it for me. I'm only noticing now for the very first time that it's starting to get a little bit blunt, and I do a lot of cutting with it. But I've noticed that with my die cuts, I'm having to like kind of rip the paper away a little bit more. They're not just coming out. Whereas I've had my silhouette for 2 years and I've changed that blade God knows how many times. They just go blunt really quick on silhouette. They must be like a softer blade, I guess. I don't know. I've talked about this in the past, but just for anyone who is kind of new, starting out, one of the first things that people always ask is, should I get a silhouette or a Cricut? And I am very much not loyal to either one. Like, there are definite, that's sharp, why did I just poke that? There are definite pros and cons to both. Bit of a tangent, isn't it? But let's go into it. So I use my Cricut for die cut stickers just because I prefer how I set them up on there and how I can do the peelable tab. And that's pretty much all that I use my Cricut for now, actually, is die cuts that I can think of. Then obviously it can cut other materials, so if I ever do anything on vinyl, I do that with my Cricut. And we have the wood that I'm going to be trying. I've never done before, but I'm going to try with my Cricut. And then silhouette I much prefer for sticker sheets, like not die cut stickers, but kiss cut sticker sheets. If you don't, most people watching this do know, but if you don't know, kiss cut is like when you peel it off the sheet the sheet is still intact but you've peeled the sticker off, whereas die cut is when it is just a fully cut out sticker. I much prefer that for die cut stickers purely because you can, it's more cost effective. You can put more on a canvas on silhouette. Cricut is very restrictive in how big, considering the mats are absolutely heaping. When you're not doing, like, when it's wood or whatever, you can use a lot more of this mat, but when it's an actual sheet of paper, you're limited to like that. So I could not get 2 of my sticker sheets on a Cricut thing. Anyway, a bit of a tangent, but I thought I'd just go into that while it was in my brain. So we're gonna try this together. I'm a bit scared because, I don't know, I always assume I'm incompetent and that I need my husband's help. Because I'm the worst feminist in the world. So I'm gonna give that a bash. And then the final thing is the colouring book. I do have it on my phone, so I will kind of scroll through. My basic thought was that I would love to do a square colouring book this time because I normally do A4. And that it would be nice to be a stocking filler. And that was the reason I went for the square, is because I wanted it to be more compact for a stocking filler. And then I thought, how cute would it be to do like a 12 days of Christmas kind of thing. Originally I was thinking, should I make it like an Advent Christmas countdown kind of thing, but like, how would that work on a colouring book? Because you could just turn the page and do it all at once. So I've called it 12 Days of Cozy Christmas, and yeah, I'm really chuffed with it. Let me show you a little bit of a go through. My plan is I'm gonna obviously order this today probably, and then I will launch it at the craft fairs that I do in November. I've got 2 in November. One is the 9th, one is the 30th. So there will be 2 craft fairs, and then so it won't be available online at that point. It will only be available in person, and then anything left I'm going to have as an exclusive for my Jingle and Joy event, which is the first week of December. I say exclusive, maybe it won't be exclusive, maybe it will just be that it launches then, because obviously if there's any left I'd like to be able to still sell them. I can't remember if I went into this or not, so I'm really sorry if I'm repeating myself from last week, but there's also a chance you didn't see my vlog last week. I have kind of had a bit of a rethink about how I'm doing things and also how I'm pricing things. So I definitely talked about the cards, so if you want to hear about what my plan is with the cards, head over to last week's video, because I don't want to repeat myself because I've already waffled on for 8.5 minutes. But in terms of colouring books, basically I have got so much stock. So I ordered, I want to say 75 units of my Daily Dose of Joy, and I think I've probably sold 25 to 30 of those. And then I ordered 30 or 35 units of Orkney Magic, and I have sold, as far as I know, I've sold 0. I can't think if I sold any at when I did the pop-up shop. I'm fairly sure I've never sold one. So I gave one away for free for the raffle for Scotland Planner Meet, but I have not seen anyone post a photo of it, so I don't think anyone even chose it as a prize. With that in mind, that is over 100, no it's not, that is almost 100 colouring books just sitting in the corner of my living room over there in a sad little box, not being touched. So I am gonna sell them really cheap, because I would rather have the money, like as much of the money back as I can now, basically. So I'm gonna, as part of Jingle and Joy, I'm gonna reduce all my colouring books to £5, and I'm not gonna make a profit on them long term, but obviously it will shift them now and I'll have the money now. And hopefully that can go towards funding my new office, because I'm so keen to just get that done. I'm so desperate to be out of my current office. And then this 12 Days of Cozy Christmas will be, that is just £5. That's just the price of it. So basically all 3 colouring books, when it's Jingle and Joy, are going to be £5. And they will stay £5, but Jingle and Joy is when I'm going to do it. Anyway, do you want to have a look at the colouring book? Let's see. This is the front cover. And then obviously we've got a pen test page, but I made it baubles this time instead of bubbles. Baubles, not bubbles. Then I'll just swipe through. I won't explain every picture because if you want to see them in more detail, then buy the colouring book. Apparently I can't swipe. And that is the back cover there. So like I say, it will be my first square colouring book. I might release some page protectors that match. I'm not sure because obviously they'd have to, well, they don't have to be square. They could technically be A4 and just be bigger than the page. I'll see what I think. But yeah, hopefully that will be a cute little stocking filler. Combined with these as well as a stocking filler, I think that would be absolutely brilliant. It's such a good activity for like the whole family to do something together, regardless of age, whether you're all grown-ups or whether you're grown-ups and children, or children with grown-ups and then elderly relatives. It's something that you can all sit down and do together. So I think it's a fab stocking filler for everyone. So let's see if I can figure this out. Let's do this together. Okay, so I think first things first is changing the blade. So let's pull my Cricut out. You can see why I want another office, because I have to like stretch around things. It's very annoying. So that's the housing. I'm guessing I just unclip that. Oh god, maybe I should watch a video on how to do this. Unclip and... but is it as easy as just putting this in? I actually don't know if it's meant to go on the left or the right as well. Can I just put that in? I mean, yes, but I should probably read or watch some kind of instruction. Okay, anyone with 1, brain cells, and 2, an existing knowledge of Cricut knows what I'm about to say. It doesn't go with my machine, of course. Let me take this scrunchie off. As we can see here, quite clearly on the packaging, it says Cricut Maker. And I have a Cricut Explorer Air 2. So that's great. I'm not about to upgrade my Cricut. So I looked it up and they don't make knife blades for my model of Cricut because it's too old basically. So I'm going to send this back. However, I did do a bit of research and I found a blog of somebody who said that he was able to use a deep cut blade and then just go over it with an X-Acto knife to neaten up any finer points. These are basic shapes, so they're not going to have finer points, so I'm going to give it a try. He did warn it's a lot of trial and error to make cutting wood work on this machine, and a lot of people say that this machine doesn't cut wood, so we're going to try. I actually have these replacement blades that I got years ago, and it says there are 2 60-degree deep cut blades in there. Don't know which are which. Presuming the blue ones. So my husband must have replaced a blade at one point, because it says there are 3 standard cut and 2 deep cut. I think he said he put the one upside down that he changed so that I knew it was not like a new blade. So these must be the standard cut and this must be deep cut. I also happen to have fine point replacement blades, but I don't think that's going to do anything. I was just kind of going through my stocks of what I have. So now I need to look up how to install a deep cut blade. I'm assuming just using this normal thing. Oh my god, yeah, you know I was saying how this was like blunt. It's, you can't even see it. It's covered in paper basically, so it might not even be blunt. It's actually not blunt at all. I just removed all the paper that was around it and it's still fine. So But I am going to look up how to install this deep cut blade and see if I can do it in here, because I'm determined to make this work. I really like this idea, not even necessarily for selling, but just for myself basically. So back to the drawing board. I will update you shortly. Okay, I changed it, and while I was watching the video and it was like, be careful at this part because you'll cut yourself, it like slipped and has cut along my finger, and it really freaking is bleeding a lot. So it's a good blade. We like it. It doesn't seem that much deeper. Also, I've put a standard blade in a deep cut blade housing now, so I'm very confused. I need to put this somewhere so that I can easily swap back for my normal cutting. Holy heck, that's bleeding a lot. So I'm just loading up Cricut. I've got my strong grip mat. My god, this is strong. The cover didn't even want to come off. And I've got my basswood, if that's how you say it. I've just downloaded my template, so let's see what we can come up with together. Blank canvas. I haven't adjusted any settings yet. This tutorial said 345 pressure, and I don't know what that means yet because I haven't looked. So here's my thing. I have made an A4 page template. And from my understanding of Cricut, that's not going to work because that page is going to be too big. But I should be able to use shapes on a bigger canvas. So my plan, actually, hang on, when I do this, it might give me a just shape option. Once it finally, there we go. Apply and continue. So if I do single layer, creates a simple one color image or silhouette. This might let me do it. If not, I will use shapes, and I will use what I've just done as a template, and I will build upon that, if that makes any sense. Just using shapes. This is stinging like a good one, by the way. Let's see if it tells me. Yeah, there we go. Canvas is too big. That's fine. This cannot be the correct size though. It's not. Okay, what is A4 again? Is it 21.7? 21 width and 29.7. That's the 0.7 I was thinking of. 21. Oh, that says 212. We don't want 212, thank you. We just want 21. 21, thank you. Oh, heck. That's says it's 32. For God's sake. Okay. 29.7 is the tallest it will be. So this reckons I can just do it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I will get a piece of wood and put it on the board. I'm really nervous. So like I say, we're in total experiment domain now. I don't know how this is gonna go. It never finds my machine at first. Try again. Do you guys have names for your machines, by the way? If you have a name for your machine, leave it in the comments. I have obviously two machines. My Cricut is green, so I called her Clover, you know, C and Cricut. And then my Silhouette I called Sunflower to match Clover. Right, so I've left it as custom, and I'm going to browse materials. Let's go wood. That's the obvious thing to search. We have birch or natural wood veneer. Okay, let's just says a pressure amount. It doesn't say a material.
So now we have our material set to premium bottle, and we've cut our image out, but what if our image is not cutting perfectly through? I will show you an example of what this looks like. That brings up your custom materials. From there you can...
Okay, better. Okay, so I found where to adjust the materials. So this was birch. So the cut pressure is 304, and this said to do 345. I'm scared of this. Oh, it says fine point blade. I'm using a deep point blade. I assume that makes a difference. Oh, it's gone back to 304 though. Hang on. Imagine I got it first time. I'm not that lucky. 345. Okay, so birch 345 deep point blade. Do I have to press save at the bottom, or is it just X? Done. So material set to birch. Okay, we'll try loading it. Oh, I'm scared. Oh wait, it says loaded fine point blade. No, I have a deep point blade. Thank you. I'm scared. God, it feels so thick.
That's what she said.
Is that gonna work? Oh my god. No, what did that just say? Restart your machine. Okay, cool. I've never had that error before. I've never had that flash red. I'm scared. Okay. Okay. It's working. Oh my god. Okay, now does it cut through is gonna be the next question. Oh my god, it's done. I'm scared. Remove the mat. Definitely not cut through. But how not cut through is it? Can I pop it out? I cannot. Okay. There's like not even a hint of it on the back. So I am gonna say that is a no. But could I go into it with a craft knife and figure this out? Oh shit. Okay, this knife isn't good enough. And the blade is on the right and I'm left-handed, so I do not feel good about this decision. Okay, so my husband can use his knife later. He's got it at work with him at the moment. But he says that I'll be able to do it. But I went into the settings again, and even though you saw me change those settings multiple times, it did not change it to 345. It was still 304. So I've put the same sheet in again. I knew it wouldn't line up perfectly, but I only have 10 sheets, so I just wanted to do this as like a test, and I'm gonna see how that was now. There's a lot more dust this time, and yeah, I set it to more pressure too, so I did it as a 345 and then more. I don't think this is cut through though still. And there's still no sign of the cut on the back at all. So yeah, I think knife is gonna be the way forward. That's really frustrating. So I can't finish these for now, but that's fine because I've got other things that I need to get on with anyway, and this was just taking my focus, so in a way it's better. But those are the shapes, if you can see that. I don't know if you can. And yeah, they would line up like 4 little houses and you could paint them. I was thinking, obviously you can paint them or you could use acrylic markers or anything you want, but I was thinking I might do little door and window stickers as well, that people could buy separately. So, or I could even put it in the pack with them, like 4 doors and don't know how many windows, because obviously they're different sizes too. I'll have a think, play about with it. Let me know what you think of the idea. Hopefully by the time you see this, my idea will be fully formed and realised. But for now, we are very much in the research and development phase. Obviously did not leave it. I have adjusted, so it was at 5 passes. I've adjusted it to 9, which is maximum. But look, I've used that mat, this is the 3rd time, and it's already lost stick. I literally took it out of the packaging today and look, it's not sticking at all. So, because it's covered in sawdust now. So I need to look at how I'm gonna make that work as well. Okay, final check and then I really am gonna stop. I don't think it's looking good. Nope. Still with 9 passes, it's still not enough. Still can't even see it on the back. So, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to try the knife afterwards, but this may be an idea that does not make it to the shop. And all of a sudden, it's Friday morning. I've been so bad at updating this week. I think I'm kind of just getting back into the swing of things. I've also not felt very well this week. Yesterday was particularly bad. I was verging on migraine territory, but I did manage to stave it off. But I've had this low-grade headache for I think 5 or 6 days now, but yesterday was incredibly bad. So I just did very little yesterday, to be honest. One exciting thing did happen yesterday. Let me show you. I received my copy of Self-Employed Bestie. So Obviously Tilly makes all her planners in-house, so they're not manufactured or anything. This is a handmade item, but she makes them in-house, and she sent me mine early so that obviously I can do some promo. The day you're watching this, there is 1 week until release day, so there will be like a full flip through going up on my channel next Wednesday, which is the 22nd, and I will go through everything. But like, let's just do a little sneak, just like one random page. I bet it's a blank one. There we go. There is a weekly spread for you. I will give you a tour of this weekly spread. So we've got week commencing up here. Down the side we have appointments and events, top 3 priorities, and a daily self-care task, and then just a ticket at the bottom. Hours I plan to work, and then at the end of the week, hours I actually worked, and then give yourself a little self-care score down at the bottom here. And then this week's little win: income, expenses, weekly net and monthly net. Then this big section here is for planning your tasks, and we decided to go with the Alistair method because it's a really good way of getting such a quick visualization of what days am I really busy, what days can I slot things in. So for example, you could put, like, if I've got work, trying to think what days I've got work next week. I'm actually covering next week, so my only day off is Wednesday. So work, I would tick Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I probably would make them a bit bigger, so I know it's going to take up a bigger portion of that day. But it's just really helpful. So I could do like colouring book project, I'm going to work on that on Thursday. And then vlog editing, I always do on a Sunday, things like that. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Stay tuned, full flip through next Wednesday. I got a bit of post yesterday, and I haven't actually opened it to know what it definitely is, but I think it is some stall stands, and I don't know if they're going to be suitable for my Christmassy craft fairs, but I thought at the very least I can bring them with me to the Great Planner Getaway. Basically, I obviously have some calendars that I'm now selling, and I would like to order some and display them, or display one of each obviously, at my craft stall. I'm really in two minds about if I should do this or not, because they're quite pricey items and I don't know if people buy that kind of thing at craft stalls. Maybe I'll just do the actual wall hanging ones rather than the big like A2, you know what I'm trying to say, not the year at a glance, but like the monthly traditional flip calendar. I don't know, it's gonna be a big expense, and I'm just worried that it'll be a big expense for nothing. But yeah, speaking of ordering things, I also ordered the colouring books yesterday, the Christmas colouring books. I went for 14.8 centimeters, which I hope isn't a mistake, but I'm just thinking, like, in terms of stocking fillers, well, firstly in terms of cost, actually it was like double the price to do 21 centimeters. 21 centimeters is the standard size of square colouring book, but I just thought these would be cute as little stocking filler. And I mean 14.8 is what, like, when I go like that on a ruler, that is the length of a 15 centimeter ruler, so it's like that. I don't know, I'm worried that they're gonna look really small, but I cut a bit of paper out and I accidentally cut it too small. And even that, I was like, oh, that's okay. And then when I realised it was a little bit small, I thought, oh, okay, it'll be not as bad as I think. My other worry was that obviously because it's 12 days of Christmas, if I made it this big, 21 centimeters is what, like that? If I made it that big, would having 12 pages be a disappointment? It's actually 13 pages just because of the way that, how do I word this? The way that the pages are set up is basically you can you can add pages in multiples of 4. But when I was on 28 pages, okay, I'm explaining this badly already. Okay, so for every page, there's a blank page after it so that it can be single-sided. So 12 designs takes us to 24 pages. Then I did Oh, and there's a pen test page. That's where the problem came in. There's a pen test page, so that means I would need 26 pages. So I did that, add a front cover, and adding a front and back cover adds on 4 pages. But this is the mistake I made with my first colouring book. The last design ended up being printed on the inside cover, so 28 pages is not enough. So then I went to 32 pages, but then that meant that I had like 4 blank pages at the back. So basically what I did on the last page is I kind of copied one of my cards, but like a little bit different. So it's the one that says "Have a Holly Jolly Christmas." So I thought it would just be fun to just have a little text thing at the back. I don't know if that's showing up on my screen. It's literally just white. There we go. Just a little text thing for people to colour in. It's not one of the 12 days. It's just there. So we've ended up with 13 designs plus a pen test page was the point of that waffle. Yeah. Let's open up this box and see if it is the things for the stall, and then we can go from there. And one last thing, I've ordered a Sum Up card reader. Previously what I was just doing is I had the QR code on the app and people could scan the app. But when I was at the pop-up in August, the signal was really bad in the shop, and even the Wi-Fi was really bad. And people were scanning and just, nothing was happening. So I lost sales because people, some people would just be like, oh, it's okay, I'll just pay in cash. Some people didn't have cash, so I lost sales. One of the other ladies that was with me had the little Sum Up card reader. That worked every time. It did mean also that I almost lost her a sale because when she wasn't there, we couldn't use that card reader. So what we did was we just took card payments in our own method and we kept a list of everything sold, so that at the end of the week we paid each other back for what we'd taken for each other. And yeah, she almost lost the sale, but thankfully the person actually went to the cash machine and came back. But these Christmas craft fairs are in little village halls. I'm not expecting signal to be the kindest. In fact, from one of them I've done before, from memory, it wasn't great signal. The other one's just up the road from me, so it should be okay, but don't know. So I would just rather not take that chance. I was gonna say luckily I didn't have the problem last time, but it wasn't lucky. It's because no one was buying anything. But yeah, I just thought it would be handy to just have it. It's £30 once and then I've got it forever, so why not? Anyway, that's arriving today. My husband bought this new knife in Germany for work, and it's rainbow, obviously. We were so scared we were gonna get stopped at the border, but we did not. Anyway, let's open this. Hello, I knocked you. This sounds like it's gonna require a lot of building. This actually might not be the stands. We did order a cabinet, so it might be that. Let's find out. Not to sound like I'm always complaining, but I've also done something to my hands, so it's really hard to grip. I know this sounds ridiculous, but I think I've damaged my hand reading too many books, because it's like this bit here between the thumb and forefinger. It's like so painful. I can't grip anything with it at the moment. Ridiculous. Like, I'm falling apart. This is the price of being 35. Okay, so there's 2 of these. This is half height. So yeah. I don't think I'm gonna actually build them because I've got nowhere to put them, but it's good to know that they're there anyway. So one final thing I want to show you before I go is that I've designed some more stickers. Let me show you. So I've done 2 different sheets, and they're basically like photo frames for journaling, like junk journaling and stuff. So we've got the traditional frames and we've got the dopamine decor frames. I think I'm not going to release these until my winter release, end of December though. I did think about releasing them as part of Jingle and Joy, like releasing all of my winter releases then, but I kind of don't want them to get lost in the event, so I'm still going to have my winter releases be on the 21st, I think, of December. Let me check. I have a choice. It can either be the 19th of December or it could be the 26th, and then it'll be like as part of a Boxing Day event. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Leave in the comments what you think I should do. Should I do my winter releases on the 19th of December so people can get stuff before New Year? Or should I do it on the 26th so it can be part of a Boxing Day sale event sort of thing? let me know. I'm also still taking part in Catober. Let me show you some of my favourite pictures I've done so far. My favourite so far has definitely been my first one, number one. And that is available as a wallpaper on my Patreon, so make sure you're subscribed to my Patreon if you want access to free wallpapers every month. I really liked this little cheeky kitty because I liked the broken bits on the floor. And then this one, the prompt was makeup, and I just thought this was really funny. The cat getting caught in all the makeup. But yeah, I think that's you updated on my week, I think. So like I said, it's Friday, so I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna wind up for the week. I'm working all weekend, so there's not gonna be anything to film. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave a cat emoji in the comments. And don't forget to let me know, do you want my winter releases on the 19th of December or the 26th? I'm so glad to be back. Thank you for having me back. And yeah, my first video back is tonight in real time, so I hope people enjoy that. Make sure you also keep an eye on the Tilly Rymer Instagram account, so it's Tilly X Rymer. We'll be sharing loads of sneaks in stories and stuff. I'm gonna make a highlight today so we can keep the sneaks, and obviously on Wednesday next week, so on the 22nd, you can see a full flip through of that, ready for it to be released on the 24th. I'm really excited. Please also comment and let me know what you think of that, because this is our first collab project. We've been friends for best friends for like 4 years, and both very creative and both self-employed and have shops, but this is our first time we've actually sat and done a collab together. So very excited, hoping it goes well. If it goes well, we might even be able to do another one next year. So let's see, shall we? Thank you again for all your support, of course. If you are a small business, don't forget to sign up for Jingle and Joy. The link will be in my bio below, along with the link for my Patreon and the Tilly Rymer Patreon. And I will talk to you next week. Bye!